to you, how do you feel about self-esteem? How do you feel about self? What about self-value? Everything that has to do with self. How do you feel about that?
Well, I'm still
Give me
working
your
on
opinion.
mine. I'm still working on
I think
mine.
we all are a work in progress.
Yeah, everyone's at different
100%.
levels, and I most definitely could be at a level where it needs to be a little bit more, but that's me being transparent and unapologetically. But I think it's very, very important for people to focus on themselves and to put themselves first in a healthy way, in a non-toxic way. I'm not talking about in a selfish way, but a selfless way. You have to start with yourself first before you can help anybody else with anything.
But the thing is that when it comes down to something like that, our society hasn't taught us about to put self first.
They don't.
So where would one can get that kind of advice or know about how do I dig into finding self?
In silence.
Silence.
Silence and meditation.
Silence,
meditation. And and that's what sucks, because since society doesn't teach that, and then people have a veil over their face, or over their eyes, they don't even know how to go or where to go for that. And then they're not really interested in that because they're used to the toxic. So it's gonna have to be in silence. And they're gonna have to, if you really want something, if you wanna hang out with someone, stuff like that, in terms of like the whole thing with what we were saying in the previous question, I forget what it was, but you have to make, what was it? Oh my God. Being with yourself, the luxury of what? Like,
yeah, the
having
luxury
the time for yourself.
Having the time for yourself.
You have to make the time for that, because if you want to see that person you like and stuff like that, you have the time. So you have to make the time to wake up early, like Rick does.
I just think when it comes down to that, sorry to cut you off, I just think people are just lazy when it comes down to thinking, because they don't want to put the effort into it. Because I think that we in the time now where everything has to be instant gratification. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I want it now. I want to get it today. I want them to deliver it right now. And if I'm not seeing the results, then it's like maybe I can kind of put it on the back burner. You know what I mean?
That's why meditation and silence will teach you patience.
But within that is the discipline. It takes discipline.
Discipline comes with that. Yeah.
It takes discipline, because I think a lot of people are not disciplined.
Yeah, they have to structure themselves.
For me, it's a lot of discipline.
I agree. They have to structure themselves for them to get there.
You know, if you want something different, you got to do something different.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And I'm saying that from experience, because all of us experience that we're in a place that we're trying to get better, because life is always calling us to move forward. Life is always calling us to do better. But sometimes you just feel just kind of like stuck a little bit. It's
sometimes there's setbacks that are outside of your control, or that might take longer. So you have to structure yourself in other areas of your life that maybe will help it for when you start meditating. It will be easier for you if you structure yourself with other things in your life. The meditation and the silence and silencing your brain and the discipline and the patience will probably become easier for you to wake up at 5 in the morning to go to the beach and to wake up and start being consistent with meditation. That's the discipline of it, the patience.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a solid one. I'm trying to think of another one that when I speak to people, they always ask me about when is the right or the wrong time to do meditation is one of the big ones I get. And how do you do meditation? Because a lot of people have told me when they do meditation, it's like, you can't quiet the mind. Is there a particular time? Maybe should I do it in the morning? Should I do it at night? Should I do it when maybe no one's there? Should I do it when the kids are gone? Should I do it, on my free time? When is the right time to do meditation? In your opinion? Did I ever ask you that? No. Okay.
For me personally, there is no right time, and you can meditate in any setting. Everyone's different. A lot of people will work the way that you do it, and a lot of people some people it doesn't work that way. Some people shockingly can find meditation in a room that's loud. Actually would teach them to be able to be better to
quieting the noise around. You know what? I think you got a valid point, but I also think that there is somewhat of a time, and I'll explain this to you. So I remember in my early stages in meditating, if you're the kind of person that just get up and you on the run, and you have a lot of things going on within your day, it's a lot of momentum that's going on mentally. And for you to wait at the end of the day to try to quiet your mind and sit in a silent place, it's going to be almost impossible.
That's what works for you. That makes sense. Some people, they're freaking so gnarly that.
Well, that's why I say I kind of somewhat agree with you at a certain level, because
I wouldn't be able to
But
do
this
that.
is common because a lot of people are saying that I can't quiet the mind. But if you think about it, if you are waiting to the end of the day after you done did all your running around, you did all this stuff at work, and you had all this going on, and you got bad news and this and the third, it's going to be harder to quiet your mind at that point.
Most definitely.
So what I do personally is I get up before I even get out of bed. I devote, that is my ritual, 15 minutes every morning before I ever get out of bed, and I jump right into it. And the reason why I do it that way is because it's less momentum there. I don't
good.
have a lot of thoughts going on
That makes sense.
that much in my head, you know? So if I can just jump right into it before it starts to get too further downhill, then I can be on my way. And then I think the way you start it is the way that it finishes.
Most definitely. That's a logical way of doing it for
Yeah.
you. Yeah, for sure.
So I definitely think that if it comes down to, of course there's no right or wrong, but if it comes down to that, when you're having a hard time trying to quiet the mind, that's something I probably would recommend. It's
Yeah,
maybe
that's a
doing
good
it first thing in the
recommendation.
morning, like I do it. Once again, it's breakfast for the mind.
Yeah.
It's jumping right into it. Like I said, you don't want to wait until the end. Not saying that that's a bad idea too, but I mean, as long as you get it in.
Yeah.
But I think it'd
because-
be easier for you
Yeah.
once you if you do it first thing in the morning and kind of
Yeah.
get it out the way.
That works for a lot of people. That can work for a lot of people. Yeah.
That's definitely has been my ritual for the last X amount of years.
And see, it's worked for you.
Yeah, it's
So that's
definitely
good,
has worked for me.
specifically.
But I didn't just jump into it. I had to figure it
Gradually.
out as I go.
Most
You know what I mean?
definitely, yeah.
So yeah. But in your opinion, you're saying that it doesn't make a difference for you per se how you do it.
No, for people in general, yeah, because some people, I don't know why.
But what about you per se though?
It's better switch. For some reason, for me, weirdly, any time of the day. For me,
Really?
actually, better at night. Yeah, but I want to be able to start doing it in the morning too, because I want to start disciplining myself to wake up as early as you do, because I don't. For me, any time of the day, and I've noticed that it used to work for me in the daylight. It works with me at nighttime now, with the lights off, for me to meditate.
But now,
in darkness
as I
first.
was saying earlier, when it comes down to certain people, including myself, is that you don't find yourself with a lot of momentum when it comes down to chatter.
I
going
do,
on.
and then it
Is that not harder
it
for you to focus at that point?
Kind of, but then it quiets itself because I'm a night person, and so for me it works personally. But I
Okay.
think that your way is really beautiful, and I've tried both morning and night. I find for me the afternoon doesn't work because it's like everyone's like doing stuff afternoon, like
Right.
you're working in the middle of something. But I don't know, I'm a night person, and that will get into like that's me with getting into like astrology and stuff like that. But like I work better at night. Like the darkness first, coming into the light, like being in the darkness first, it quiets my mind. And then it's, for me, what weirdly works is like going through all the baggage in my head. For some reason, I don't know why, I'm weird, I'm like backwards. And then like it quiets itself down, and then I can pick in my head like what needs to be done and stuff like that, or things that come up that I don't want to come up, and then had to say, acknowledge it and let it pass.
That's good. I mean,
Yeah.
like I say, I don't think it's a right or wrong way to do it. But if you are having these kind of issues that you can't quiet the mind, so to speak, because that seems like that's everybody's problem. Like you got like a switch where you can just turn off and on your mind. It doesn't work like that. But you always gonna have thoughts. But just say, for an example, just to get ahead of that momentum, I would say definitely in the morning. That's why I find it works best
I understand where you're coming
for me.
from. Yeah.
So yeah, I always get those kind of questions from other people. You know, how you meditate, and
That's a good one.
what's the best one to do it, what's the wrong time to do it, right? You know what I mean?